One Piece is widely regarded as one of the worst anime of all time, featuring a cast, a story.
What the f are you talking about?
The whole premise of One Piece is about pirates going to island, and they've only been to like 10 islands in the whole story, and every single arc is exactly the same. And this video is about why One Piece is the worst anime of all time. Or so I would say if I was an actual fucking idiot. The worst anime of all time is something you probably never even heard of, didn't even know it was coming out at this time, and couldn't even fathom the absolute monstrosity that is this show. And this show literally tilts the balance of anime forever. No matter how good you think Hunter x Hunter is, this show somehow outweighs it all and makes every single thing that anime fans hold dear value as nothing because of how absolutely horrible it is. And of course, I have to be talking about, I got a cheat skill in another world and became unrivaled in the real world too. Does that even sound like it should be a title? What kind of fucking, like, what in the world is that?
What?
Are you trying to give me a synopsis, an elevator pitch? What kind of description is that? And wait till I tell you the premise of this show. So, here we go. Overweight high school kid who gets kicked out by his family and is living with his grandpa and has no friends in high school. And then all of a sudden his grandpa dies and he discovers a secret door in his grandfather's house that allows him to go to a video game world, in which as soon as he enters the world, he is given this skill, and all of a sudden when he goes back to the real world, he's tall and ripped and the most fucking badass looking character there. Does that not sound like every isekai you've ever heard of? Literally every single one is exactly the same. It is exactly the same premise. This story then goes even further because of course it's an isekai, and just like Kirito pulls, Yuya pulls every single girl in the school. And this fat kid, before we get into anything on his backstory, we see him stand up and defend this girl that's about to get mugged by these 3 gangsters, and he just gets the shit beat out of him. So you already know where this is going. This is going from zero to hero real quick, and he doesn't do anything successfully there. And then all of a sudden, that girl from the beginning, you remember when he was fat and he saved her? For some reason, somehow she fucking recognized him because something bullshit with his eyes. She noticed the look in his fucking eyes, so all of a sudden he knows it's her, even though he looks completely fucking different. And she takes him to a new school, a school for the elite of the elite. The reasoning being because he's an elitely good person. What the whatever. So basically from there, he's just going in this world, and basically his cheat skill, to my understanding, his cheat skill is every single time he like attacks anything or defeats any mob, even though he's level 1, he has like level 1000 attributes. He can jump over 50 feet, and get this, Messi and Ronaldo may need to move over because there was a point in the show, I shit you not, he is playing goalie in a soccer match, and he kicks the ball from his goal and scores a goal from his team while playing goalie and shooting from the goal box. What? At one point, they're in a mall, and it catches on fire, and he uses his water magic bullshit to put it out. And of course, because it's an isekai and he's going between worlds, they have no idea that it was him that put out the fire, even though he was the only kid in the building and the only person in the building, and magically walks out and saves all these unconscious people, and they don't know it was him. And you remember those gangsters I was telling you that were trying to mug that girl in the beginning of the story? They pull up and try and mug her again, and this guy notices from the 5th floor of the school, and he jumps from the 5th floor of the school onto the ground and beats the shit out of them, even jumps over them when they're riding at him with a motorcycle. Like, is every isekai about making your character the most overpowered they can be? And of course, every girl that's falling in love with him, of course, in the other world, it's a princess as well as the thief, literally every single female character. And the world design is horrible. It literally mirrors that of Mario with the princess in the castle and the different kingdoms. At the point of me stop watching, I didn't even get introduced to the big bad, but I'm sure it was fucking Bowser. And then also, the animation in this show is is completely dog shit. There's this armor that he wears throughout the entire show, and it's CGI, and it looks like shit. It looks so bad, and I don't understand why they thought it was okay to give him such an essential piece of gear and not animate it properly, but it looks fucking terrible. And on top of that, he finally brings one of his real friends from the real world, the girl he's trying to bag, into the virtual world, and she just doesn't give a fuck. She just thinks it's normal. I guess she fucking knew the whole time or something, because she literally did not react and didn't care. It was just like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I guess that's okay. I guess we're going along with it. So, I'm not even going to talk about this shit anymore, but if you want a new way to waste your time on a monumental level, check out I got a cheat skill in another world and became unrivaled in the real world too.